Good morning, Milwaukee. How y'all feeling? Welcome to Community Heartbeat, presented by Outreach Community Health Center. It's not just a show, this is a movement dedicated to bringing our community together through wellness, keeping your heart pumping with positivity. Welcome to the last Friday of, no, it's not. I'm already a week.
Yes,
Look, no, next week. We got next week, Friday.
No.
2, 3, carry the
Is
1
it?
times 2 plus 3. It feels long. It feels long.
Yeah, man. This whole
So we got 6 days left in the month, right?
That's what I thought.
Plus you carried it 2, then it's times 3. It's been 1.
Yeah.
What kind of arithmetic you
That's
doing?
that quick math.
See,
That's that quick math.
that right.
That's our avenue math.
Obviously, I was going to say something, but I don't want Coach to pull up.
Right,
on me,
don't
so.
listen.
Yeah.
Right. But happy Friday.
Happy Friday.
This has been a week, y'all. This has been the
a-
longest
Huh?
week of the year. How y'all feel? How y'all feel? But you know what?
We were doing better till you had got here.
Listen. As the old folks say, just keep living. Like that's where I'm at with it.
Come
You
on,
gotta
man.
show up. You
Miss
gotta
Ebony,
smile.
Miss Ebony, you are not old as we are, I don't believe.
No, but I can bite the style a little bit. I could bite it a little bit. You just got to keep living, keep smiling, keep sharing the positivity. So I want y'all to talk back to me this morning, Milwaukee, 414-444-5250. We are talking all things health. We got some great things coming up in Milwaukee
Mhm.
in the next week. So I'm tired already, Debo, but it's a good tired.
But it's draft week.
Listen, my baby girl goes to school up in that area, and she's like, I'm not even driving. I'm not even going outside. They said 200,000 people
It's chaos
in one
up there.
spot.
Listen, my God, well,
250,000 people.
And
I
Jermaine,
started to
Jermaine
go.
was trying to get up there.
I
He
was
tried
trying to get
figure
up
out
there,
how
but
to
they
get
wouldn't let me go yesterday. So, but I'm watching the draft and I'm looking at the band.
Yeah.
Come to find out, I'm like, wait a minute. That's my cousin Sam Guyton.
Hold up. Hey, cuz.
Sam Guyton band. So Craig Tate was playing bass. Wayman Tatum was on drums. I'm like, man, they're my people.
So you should have been up
Yeah,
there in the
man.
background. What had happened was when they called, you got to check it in a saving.
Well,
I know what happened. They didn't cut the check.
That's what it
They didn't
was.
show up.
So I figured WNOV, Elemental P, I'll be here.
Yeah. I mean, we got to do the things that make sense. Look,
CTC, baby.
This week I've had to repeat to myself like
We saw you all on the news.
I was listening because we doing big things at Outreach. So
on TV and do round.
We got a new partnership coming, collaboration with CH Mason and Health Clinic. So we'll talk about that coming up in the next part of the show. We have it's Maternal Health Month, so we still, or Black Maternal Health Month, so we still talking about getting these Black babies born healthy into schools, and then once they get into the schools, we got to make sure that they're not getting the lead in the pipes, and then once they get old enough, we got to make sure that they're having safer sexual intercourse, and then once that happens, we got to make sure it's the cycle all over again, the Black maternal health.
Are
right?
we
So
advocating, or we just
we gonna keep it safe,
keeping it real?
We keeping it real.
Hey,
Y'all
I told y'all,
Al
man,
Sharpton.
I'm the CEO.
To wrap it up.
Wrap it up campaign. You better believe it.
What about say something real? Just say something real there.
Yeah, you could say something real, but that's Michelle. Hey,
Yeah.
Michelle, shout out.
Say
to
something
Michelle.
real.
You trying to?
I
intro.
need
lineup
an
over here,
intro.
son.
Hey, you know
Why
what?
you gonna sing my
You
intro?
know what? I'm gonna purposely
Man, listen.
make an intro for you.
It's gotta
You
be
came up with your
funky.
do.
But it's gotta have the words. It's gotta be like,
I think you did that on account of on your significant other. You come up with that African groove to start your show.
it's too funky.
See,
That
you
would
know
be
what?
too funky.
Your intro remind me of a whole bunch of people in the studio just yelling.
Well,
And the future, just everybody getting their roll
it's
on.
a freestyle.
Yeah,
It's
yeah,
a-
like you know how that song finally got a piece of the pie,
Right, listen,
and then at the end everybody rolling.
just
Yeah,
make.
everybody rolling at the end.
Okay, we cutting up already.
Just everybody rolling. Yeah, everybody just rolling at the end of the song. Like, what's going on?
You got
Yeah.
the ad lib.
Yeah,
You got
just
the
everybody
ad-lib.
ad-libbing.
Listen, or you know who did that well? I think Kirk Franklin. So, and you know when
So
you
you know what I'm talking about.
when you sit
Yeah.
when you sing in the back in the
Yeah.
choir, right? They put you in the back in the
Yeah.
choir.
Right. There's a
You feel
reason
like
you in the back though.
Yeah.
There's a reason you in the back, and you should
Is
They
it the
should've
same
told you
reason
why
they
you
made me
back
bring
there.
the napkins? Is it like in that
Yeah,
same thing where I
like,
had to bring the
yeah.
napkins?
Bring the
and
napkin
cup?
and the paper forks.
Just bring the forks,
Paper
cups,
forks.
anything, like utensils. Don't cook nothing, cuz we got
Man,
that.
Yeah.
I got the sodas. I got Coke,
I
Sprite,
got plenty of
and
food.
corn.
Don't you bring
Yeah.
no.
Don't you dare
Don't
do
you
that.
worry about it. Don't you
do
even
that.
worry about it. Man, listen, we're preparing for summer, right? So that's the other thing, preparing for cookouts. We August 9th. Get your calendar out. Get your calendar out because I don't want to hear any excuses, Milwaukee.
August
Get your
9th.
calendar. August 9th, 10 a.m.
Is that
to
the
3
day
p.m.
after the 8th?
That's the day after the 8th, but it is before the 10th.
Which is my birthday.
Huh? Okay, what we doing?
We Leos around
what we
here,
doing?
man.
Around.
Well, you understand? I mean, we getting in helicopters throwing money out the
Is
helicopter.
that what we doing? Can you just let me know?
I'm lying.
I have a blanket.
I'm lying.
I have a blanket.
we throwing dollar bills out the helicopter.
I'm being fiscally responsible.
Yeah.
I'll be there with my basket.
Come catch some of this
picking up,
dub.
Picking up. You know what? I'm a sidebar because there's some folks doing some shady stuff with throwing the money gun outside. We'll talk about that in the second hour. But watch your kids. That's what I'm gonna say. These are games that I don't play. We've seen this play out in the media over and over again. Why these grown men always around their kids?
Man, listen here.
We're gonna talk about
you know what I'm talking about, Shannon Sharp. Let's see Sharp. See
Shannon.
Stephen A. Smith. See Stephen A. Smith.
I'm so disappointed. So we're gonna get into that.
Y'all insinuating. What are you insinuating?
Well, Stephen A. Smith, you know,
I was done at the first.
Shannon got his own problems.
That's what I'm saying.
He's trying to put other folks on the couch. He need to stop it.
Listen,
so he need to be underneath the couch.
Listen. And then, the thing is, like, Monique came in. Monique
Yeah.
tried to provide guidance. So then my question is, how many times do we shrug off the intelligence, the wisdom that the old generation, the old heads try to tell us?
He actually talked about the dude that played Ashley Larry on Dave Chappelle, Rollins.
Okay.
He talked about him in this situation because he got a 23-year-old baby mama. So he was like, how can you have a 23? That's an age difference. This joker here, you 93.
Listen, I already told y'all when I'm 80, so I can't really speak. When I'm 80, I'm gonna go and spend my Social Security on that little 20. That's what I'm gonna do, and he gonna keep me in some fresh dunk.
But where you expect your husband?
Oh no, I told him he could be right there. No, I told him because I believe in love.
So he gonna be taking care of both of y'all,
right? Just bring us some. Right?
That don't sound right.
Listen,
yeah, no.
So no, y'all don't. Okay.
The views and opinions on this show do not necessarily reflect that of the staff and management of WNOV.
You get the cricket choir today.
We have to make better decisions for ourselves, for our communities, for all that. I do believe in family. I do believe all that. So I say all of that in jest. I'm gonna rock with this dude. I'm gonna rock with him for the long term, right? Because listen, what they say is cheaper to keep her.
Yeah,
it's
cheaper to keep him too.
The same applies. So again, good morning. Hopefully, you are waking up with some fun, a little excitement, a little laughter is good for the spirit.
Absolutely.
So you got to keep that lightness. I was sharing with the gentleman in the studio. This week has been a week, and I woke up this morning with the mindset that anybody can do it when the conditions are good. Anybody can come and perform.
You know what I thought you were getting ready to say?
Woke up this morning with my mind. Oh, Lord.
Stay.
I felt that. Oh, Lord. Thank you.
Yeah, I woke up this morning with my mind. Ooh, she finna go there.
When is the revival?
Well,
is the revival?
I thought about throwing a revival at my church.
Throwing a revival.
I need the revival.
Throwing a revival.
I'm gonna do the program.
This dude right here.
Throw a revival.
Throw a revival.
Amen. And I was gonna make everybody lock the door.
Oh Lord. It's too much going on. I'm like, Lord, can we just have a break? Can we just get a week where it's just peace?
All right, now watch out now.
Can we just
just
peace? No, just peace. We need no earth shattering.
It is too early for this.
We need no earth shattering.
You said don't ask the Lord for no break.
Yeah, now he gonna give you a break. Be like, come here.
You're right about it though. Because I'm like, I wish that the Lord let me sit down. He'll set you down.
He'll set you down. He'll lay down in green pastures.
Be careful what you ask
Lead
for.
you besides the still water.
See, come on, faith
Restore
community.
your soul.
That's what I'm
Amen.
talking about. You never leave your roots.
Amen.
So look, shout out to the faith community. I went to Jordan back in the day. So shout out
The
to
river of Jordan.
The river.
Ah,
At the river.
did you bring
With
back some
the
of that water?
Bishop William Reed.
Oh, my.
Won't it, Derek? Won't it,
No,
Derek?
Won't he do it? Yeah, and like I said,
Willie
they put me
won't
in the choir in the back. Though.
What that one preacher said? Did you miss me? Yeah.
It was a time. It was a time. It was a time. So it looks like we have a caller. Caller, greetings and good morning. We're sorry about the shenanigans. Let me just go ahead and apologize already.
Good morning.
How are you this morning?
I'm blessed. This is Angela.
Hey, Miss Angela. You hear us in here
Hey.
cutting up? Do you hear us?
Yeah,
in
but
here cutting up?
listen, y'all was talking about the Leos, you understand me?
Oh,
So
Lord. Go
me
tell
and
me.
Ryder
You hear what
got
she
the
said? You
same
understand
birthday.
me?
Understand,
She
man.
said, "You understand
Go
me?"
on.
You understand me?
Yeah.
Me and Ryder got August the 10th together.
Huh?
I mean, it is
Right.
a good second up to April. I mean, you know,
Hold
we
on.
go.
Second up to
We
Hold-
go
What?
Hold on.
Man, please.
So
clown.
y'all
Hold
do know.
on.
Y'all do know.
August
I'm-
is number one all day,
Thank
every
you.
day.
Right,
Thank you.
right after Aries.
Now,
Right,
in this
you're
room-
right.
No.
this room
Nothing
right
comes
here.
before.
Uh-huh.
August is the number one. Leo runs.
Pardon me?
We rule.
You know,
We rulers.
I'm gonna
No.
give you that one. I'm gonna
No.
just for today to keep the peace. Because
Uh-huh.
remember we said we doing peace today.
Yeah, so but understand me and Mr. Rideout, we got the same birthday.
See, you
August
know-
the 10th.
That ain't what you usually call him.
Ooh, hey, this is a family
See,
show.
hold on.
Family show.
No, hold on, Angela. Debo.
Yes,
That
sir.
is not what she usually call you, and I'm standing on it.
So what she called me, Debo?
What I call him?
Jermaine.
Oh, not the first name. You know, he'd be like, yes, sir.
Now
Hey,
she
baby, listen
gonna
here,
call you
baby.
Mr. Rideout.
Listen here,
Yes,
baby.
sir.
Angela,
What? Yeah.
don't you pay no attention to this fool over here. You understand me?
Mm.
We Leo.
Yeah.
What you usually call him, Angela?
Oh.
Hi.
Rideout.
Hey,
That's
this
right.
is a family show.
Streetcar.
Just like I call you Mr. Debo, I call him Mr. Rideout.
That's right.
No.
Mm.
Hey,
Debo, why you trying to
you
stir the
know,
pot this
now you
morning?
know better.
Why you stirring the pot? this
Okay, I'm
morning?
gonna leave it alone.
We are behaving
Yeah,
this
man,
morning.
Debo.
Y'all pray for me.
Hey man,
No,
we
Pray
need
my
the
strength in the
revival.
Lord.
Yo,
Pray my
so we
strength
need-
in the Lord.
So Angela, tell me this: were you involved in the church community? Did you go to the revivers? Tell me about
Yes,
that.
I went to the revival.
Yes,
One
yes.
night,
Lord.
one
Now,
night, or
was
did you
in-
make the whole revival? Did you go one night and didn't go back, or what happened?
I didn't go at all.
Debo
I'm
didn't
gonna
eat
be
breakfast
honest.
this morning.
I
Just-
want to be in the meeting.
Listen, if you don't march in, then what are you really doing? If you're
Right.
not marching in. So maybe life went left after we stopped marching in. Maybe
Yeah,
that
something happened.
it ain't been right since they closed the Applebee's and we stopped marching in. It ain't.
Yeah.
It ain't.
Close Applebee's and Ponderosa. And,
Since
yeah.
It ain't
You know
been
what?
right since then.
Ponderosa. It
Yeah.
ain't been right
It ain't been right since they
Ponderosa.
closed Ponderosa, man.
Listen, bring back
Oh, but
Ponderosa.
Mr. Debo, back to you though, sir. You know, I know I will be seeing you today to bring you a little birthday gift.
Ooh,
Wait a
why
minute.
he-
I haven't forgot.
Mm,
Hold up.
mm,
Hold up.
mm,
Hold up.
mm,
Hold up.
mm.
Hold up,
What?
Angela.
Hold all the way up.
What?
Hold up. How you gonna bring him a gift
Mm,
and not bring me a gift?
mm.
Yours ain't till August.
Oh, okay.
Well, mine was just in April because April again comes first.
Right.
Number
Right.
one. And I did.
Can't
I
stand you.
did. We're
Can't
number
stand
Well, it ain't no Big Mac made. I got you.
All
You
right.
good?
Okay.
Just hold on.
I'm going to hold
I'll
on.
be through there.
I'm going to hold on. The guys are changing.
He said,
Y'all not
"Hold
going to
on.
be in here
I'ma
playing
be
with
through
guys.
there."
Y'all not going to be
I'll
here
be
playing.
through there. Now, when I say something, I always keep my word.
Oh, yes, you do.
I appreciate that. So that means did you put August 9th on your calendar to make sure that you join us for the health fair? Because I got to.
Yeah, I'm going to write that down right now.
Okay. We're going to have a little bit of
August
fun.
9th.
And I'm going to be looking for you. I'm going to be
At what
looking
time?
for you. From 10 a.m. to 3 p.m. And it'll be at Outreach. So that's at 220 West Capitol Drive. And listen, we're going to have a time. I'm going to hopefully learn one of these line dances before then to help us get this cardio up. But it's going to be like a reunion.
Outreach. Okay. Outreach. I got it.
Yeah. So I appreciate you for waking up with us this
And
morning.
you said what time?
from 10 a.m. to 3 p.m. So go on, clear your whole day.
10 to 3. I got you.
Yep,
It's
go on, clear
already
your
clear.
day. And then listen, we're gonna have us some fun. NOV is gonna be broadcasting that day. So come on through and
And give me
enjoy.
the address one more time.
220 West
Uh-huh.
Capitol Drive. So it's the big outreach building. A lot of people see Chase Bank in the front, but it's the big
Oh, yeah,
outreach
yeah,
building.
yeah. I know
Yeah,
where that's
yeah,
located.
yeah. So come on and see us. Come
I'll
on
be
and
there.
see us. All right, I'll
With
be
bells
looking
on.
for you. I'll be looking for you. Thank you for listening. Have a fantastic Friday.
All
And
right, I'll see you guys sometime this morning.
all right, sounds good. Sounds good. That's what I'm talking about. That family reunion, that love.
Yeah.
Got to have the love
Gotta have the
involved.
love.
So again, other things we're doing. We got the health fair. We have the men's health 5K. Now listen, I told y'all at the end of last year that I was gonna get on this health journey. I done fell all the way off the wagon, just all the way. I'm under the wagon right
Under the
now.
wagon.
I am under the wagon. But I need to get back in running shape. So I'm gonna try to get back to running shape by July 27th, which is the men's health 5K. And you can go online. We'll have some links up on our website in the next few weeks. But the thing that I'm super, super, super excited about is the expansion of outreach community health centers. So we have a new collaboration with CH Mason Health Clinic over at Holy Redeemer, the church. See, it all comes back to the church. And it's just new services, expanded services. So we have a special guest coming up shortly to chat about what those services are, how you can connect, how you can schedule your appointment, and what we are going to do moving forward for our community. So listen, action packed, as they like to say. But listen, if you had a tough week, go and get you a second cup of coffee. Okay. Just take this as your permission. Go get you a second cup of coffee and just chill, lock in, and connect with us as we explore our services and opportunities for the next journey. I almost said next episode, but that's a different.
Hey.
I am lit today, y'all. Listen, this is what a couple hours of sleep looks like. And y'all know how I feel about sleep. So tell me how y'all feeling this week. 414-444-5250. April is National Volunteer Month. So you got 1 week left. Go out, do something good for somebody else. It's Public Health Week. So we need to continue to monitor what's happening with our health. What is measles doing? What is the lead crisis? I'm seeing this morning that some students are getting back to school. So we'll talk about that in a little bit. Infant immunization. So when we come back, I want to talk about what specific immunizations these babies need. Listen, if you got 5 strikes against you before you even turn 5, why don't we collectively help reduce some of those issues and some of those disparities? So that's what we're going to talk about when we come back. You are listening to Community Heartbeat, presented by Outreach Community Health Center. It's not just a show. This is a movement dedicated to bringing our community together through wellness, keeping your heart pumping with positivity. I'm Ebony SsALI. Happy Friday. We'll be right back. Welcome back to Community Heartbeat, presented by Outreach Community Health Centers. I'm Ebony SsALI. Happy Friday. We are in here talking about all the things that are coming up with Outreach Community Health Centers because it's a busy month, y'all. National Volunteer Month, Public Health Week, infant immunization. Now, I know me and Wright, I'll go back and forth and hear about these immunizations, but
There you go.
here I go, and it's early.
There
It's
you
early
go.
in the show. But these babies are getting sick, y'all. Like, for real. The babies are
Outbreak.
measles
Yeah,
is
now,
back.
that's
Me-
crazy.
Listen, and measles is highly contagious, can hang in the air for, I think, a day, 2 days. So just imagine somebody sneezing, and maybe this is me getting old, okay? Because you have 3 sneezes before
3 of
for the Father, the Son,
and
and
the Holy
Holy
Ghost.
Spirit, okay?
Amen.
You get 3 sneezes, and then I'm like, are you good? Are you good? So I went out to a restaurant. Okay, let me sidebar and bring y'all into my world. Did y'all know Mama Mia's closed in
Really?
in Germantown?
Mama Mia.
Mama Mia. So I had this hankering for some
Mamma Mia.
lasagna. I told you I'm all the way off the bus. I'm under the wagon when it comes to my health journey, my fitness. I'm out here eating reckless. So I went to go get some lasagna. Couldn't get the lasagna. There's now a Mexican place there. And in this particular space, the man walks in and just sneezes like out into the open. And so I look and I'm like, okay. Then he walks back and like half covers his mouth.
Oh, no.
I was like, and on that note, I am full. Thank you very much. May I have my check, please? So the immunizations protect you from nasty folks. That's really what it does. Because some people out here coughing with their mouth open all into the public.
Oh, no.
You walk through that, that's how you get sick, right? So things like tuberculosis. Why is tuberculosis back? Why is polio back? Like when I think of polio, I think of what was it, FDR? Which was the president with the polio? It's FDR. In the wheelchair, or in the iron lung, it attacks your body. Why are we going back to these diseases when all you got to do is roll up to outreach and get an immunization? I understand the argument people are making about wanting to keep their kids safe and not having all the evidence. However, I also see how y'all running up this Ozempic. And so I'm like, which side are we going to be on? We didn't want the COVID vax, but we got the weight loss. So all I'm saying is this. Big sister, little sister, cousin Ebony is saying, go get your vaccination. The other piece of that is if you don't care about your health, care about mine. Okay. A lot of these things are contagious and highly contagious. So if we can give ourselves just a little bit of a leg up, let's do that. Benefits totally outweigh any negatives that can come about it. So infant immunizations, we will have a list of who and what and when those immunizations need to happen. But just know they're part of the Well Child Check that Outreach has. So call us 414-727-6320. Get your babies vaccinated so that we can have truly a fighting chance. So for healthcare professionals, doctors, nurses, public health workers, even the folks in the marketing department like Ebony have to get vaccinations to be working in this health space because these things are so they're critical, but they're contagious. Like sneezing out in the open, just nasty. So get your sanitizer back, get your tissues back, get your vaccinations back because people are outside being nasty again. Talk back to me, Milwaukee, 414-444-5250.
Ebony,
Y'all,
there are folks that I know
mhm,
that
mhm.
have not stopped wearing their mask.
Because listen, on a plane, I still do. On a plane, I still do because you're recycled air, and that anybody being sick is gonna get you. And I'm one of those people that somebody sneezed 3 buildings over from me, and I get sick. Right. So that's why I say you got 3 times to sneeze. And I'm like, did you need some assistance? Did you need stuff? Right. But I still know that there's hesitancy. So I'm respecting that, but saying again, benefits outweigh any negatives, and especially for measles. Be responsible. as a parent and get your babies vaccinated. What else is going on in the news? We got some schools reopening. And again, I've shared that I have invited the health commissioner. So we're in the process of coordinating that for him to join us on the show. Babies are getting back into school with the lead abatement. So those pieces have been cleaned up. I'm looking at the news right now and seeing that Fernwood is open. So if you are a parent, family at Fernwood, it looks like it is back open. So again, let's do this together. If there's one lesson that I've learned throughout life is that nobody can do it by themselves. And that's why you got a team. So knowing that we all in this together, take somebody in to get their babies checked for lead. That's a part of our well child check. The immunizations are part of the well child check. And depending on your income level, most of that can be very low cost, if any. So give us a call, 414-727-6320. So today, y'all, listen, we got something magical happening. So get close to the radio. If you're having your second cup of coffee, turn us up. If you're watching on Facebook, hey, Facebook. If you're watching on YouTube, hey, YouTube, get closer. We got something magical happening. C.H. Mason Health Clinic and Outreach Community Health Centers are now partnered to bring you more care, more health services in the heart of the community. So located on the Holy Redeemer campus, we got your behavioral health services. We've got your mental health services. We have your regular good old medical checkups happening right where you are. So again, there's no excuses. We're going to talk shortly with Dr. Kemba Banyard, and she's going to come in and share with us the plans that we have for the C.H. Mason Clinic, the goals and the specialties, what you can expect in the first year from the clinic. So we're going to be able to ask her all those questions. So write down those health questions. If you're in that zip code, 53209, 53218, 53206, 53212, this is care practitioners, licensed professionals right near you. So again, we're living in a no excuses. This has been one of those weeks where I've had to tell myself anybody can do it when it feels good. Anybody can do it and show up when the conditions are favorable. Champions get up and do it even when they're tired, right? Even when conditions are not favorable. They don't leave space for excuses. So let me say this. We can see what's happening in our political climate. We can see what's happening in our local climate. That still does not give us excuses. So I'm calling us all to the carpet to say, let us move forward into the summer with no excuses. The trash in our neighborhoods, not acceptable. Not acceptable. Debo, I'm driving down the street and I get it. The snow melts. There's trash. But why is there a picnic table umbrella in the median? Like, who just happened to have lost a picnic table umbrella in the middle of the median?
Just happened to have
it fell off the car, right? I'm like, wait, is that a picnic table umbrella in the picnic basket? Don't start. Why you always got to make fun of me how I like the food right out?
Hey, that boo boo. I will say, we don't in my environment, folks around me, I've made it unequivocally clear that I don't use the word picnic.
Oh Lord. Okay.
Oh, yeah,
I'm with you.
yeah.
I'm rolling my eyes because I'm like, I just heard all my people like
having a barbecue.
Cookout.
I don't picnic.
We
don't do that.
But what about the cartoon? We don't need to talk about the Hey Boo Boo.
What about the what? What?
Hey Boo Boo.
Yogi. No.
Yeah, well.
Okay. No, again. You said it's no. So that is now outlawed. We will now be saying cookout.
Yeah.
Now,
please.
Are there still people that can't come to the cookout?
Absolutely.
Okay. Is that because they can't cook?
Listen, all of the parameters have not changed.
Okay. He said he hears what y'all are doing. And we're not invited. Dang. So if they don't season the food, we're not going there.
Raisins,
no.
Yeah, see, you're gonna open up a whole nother show.
I know.
About the cousins that can't cook.
Y'all, I made stovetop and dressing one time.
You playing with me?
I did. And
you did what?
I made stovetop dressing. Hi, my
Oh,
name is
no.
Ebony, and I made stovetop one.
Oh,
Yeah, I'm sure you had to have a come to Jesus
It
meeting.
was good and terrible. It was
Good and terrible.
and terrible. Again, I don't want to bash anybody's brand, but man, that was not
stovetop
it.
is good as stovetop, but don't tell nobody you got dressings. That's stovetop.
And then I think it was an off-brand too. It was all bad. It was
like Larry Stovetop.
I'm surprised you still married.
crumble, dressing crumble, stuffing crumble, or something like that. It was good. And
It's
terrible.
stuffing. It is not dressing. It's stuffing.
So that's the stuff that you put in the turkey, right?
And
Yeah,
see,
if
I
you
don't
eat-
eat turkey.
Huh?
I know crickets. I don't eat.
You want it?
I want it.
You asked
You
for
got
it.
it.
Give it to it, Jermaine.
I don't eat turkey. Okay, so let me sidebar. Have you ever seen a real live turkey?
Yeah.
Like in Milwaukee, out and about? Just
I've seen
chilling?
them up on 68th and State. They used to walk across the parking
How
lot all
can
the
you
time.
eat that?
Yeah, I saw one jiving in the hood. Like,
Oh yeah, I see
got
them
a
on
whole
TV.
turkey.
Like
in the hood.
they come in a little family. No, thank you.
Yeah, they usually run in
thank you.
packs.
No, thank you. I will stick with my I don't even know about chicken anymore.
So you don't eat smoked turkey,
No.
man. You
No, I don't eat sliced turkey. Don't give me it chopped up in a salad. Will not eat it on the boat. I will not eat it in the boat. I will not.
What about baby dolphins?
No, like baby
Jermaine
seahorses.
making up stuff now. That's
Hey
shrimp.
man, some people eat
shrimp
dolphins.
are baby seahorses.
I know, but that ain't nothing but tuna. Star Kiss tuna.
I
in
do
a can.
love tuna.
Yeah, I'm
though.
saying
I do
people
love
eat
tuna.
dolphin, man. That's real.
Nah.
Have you seen a real
bluefin?
tuna?
No. There are documentaries about how you shouldn't eat it though, or the real expensive. I think there's one that's like $2,000 a pound or something like
What?
that. Something
For what?
crazy, right?
2,000
For a
what?
fish? Nah,
Man,
I'm good
please.
on that. But I will call this because it is connected to health. Debo, keep me honest. I always got to bring it back to health.
Right.
There are cuts at the USDA.
Yeah, I saw
Major cuts at the USDA. So my question is, and I'm saying it half jokingly but half serious, when do they start sliding us horse meat? Will we know the difference?
Hey, I'm telling you.
Do we know the difference?
I think with some of this chicken from some of these places, if you go to different, I'm telling you,
it's not.
I'm
really.
not bring the barnyard pimp in the conversation.
I'm just saying.
Too many people love chicken. It's like
I'm just saying,
too many ways
man.
to
It
serve
is the
it,
yard
cook
bird.
it.
Listen here, man.
To where you don't want to have start no
Listen,
conspiracy about
I love
but have
the
you
bird.
noticed the consistency?
But there's something going on with the
It's
bird,
like
man.
stringy.
It's real stringy and
Man,
man, that's armadillo meat, man.
Like, at what point are we eating
mermaids? We eat baby mermaids, man. Something going on with this meat.
Not with no.
This tastes like
A
pigeon.
mermaid don't have
This
wings.
tastes like pigeon.
Hey, right.
First of all,
this tastes like baby goldfish. Something is going on.
This is a goldfish.
now I tell you what.
This ain't
What have
catfish, this is
changed
goldfish.
is why when I go places, I ask for catfish steaks
Oh yeah,
because they will serve you sway.
sway in a minute.
All
Oh.
kinds of different fish
Yeah.
in the name of catfish.
So
Now they
how do
may be
we-
in the family, but
How do we move when we don't have anybody watching then?
I
are
move
literally
with
on our
steaks
own.
because that way you can't fool me with no catfish steak. I know that one.
Well, one, yeah.
But
Yeah, 'cause you can
fillets,
tell
they
the
will
difference.
they will throw some other stuff on you, man.
But what about the horse meat? Like, when will we know? that
Yeah.
we're getting
Well, I've
horse
never
meat?
had it to be able to compare it.
Or
to
you
you.
be
Or
eating-
maybe you have.
Maybe you had and you don't have. So you've been eating Mr. Ed all this time and didn't know.
Oh, it's not funny, but it is.
Cut it out, Wilbur.
It is.
I'm just saying.
So there are cuts at the USDA. There are cuts at the FDA.
You mean they're cutting at the
Yeah,
USDA?
they're cut. So these are the people that make sure that your steak is steak, that your beef is beef, that your chicken is chicken.
I'm
So
telling
that's
you.
the United States Department of
Of
Agriculture.
Oh, yeah.
Yep. And so what happens when there's nobody paying attention to our food? You're gonna have the outbreaks.
Y'all trying to start a conspiracy.
No, seriously. But they're already growing meat in like laboratories, man. They're already taking
Well, who
sales.
told you that?
No, they are.
They
the
are,
Impossible
bro. They
Burger.
growing. Listen, they
Impossible
got this
Burger
on.
is
plant-based,
not-
though. That's all that
No.
is. That's
Listen, bro.
plant-based.
Listen, you can actually look this up if you think I'm
They're
joking.
growing the meat.
You can. They have this place that you can go in and you can pick if you want steak, whatever,
Yeah.
and you can watch them actually build the meat for you. Like it's
my
like
God.
a lab thing, and you watch the meat. All this.
Jermaine, would you stop it?
No, but he's
pulling up.
serious. He's serious. No, and I've heard of
since you think I'm
something
lying.
similar to that.
I don't
So
think you're lying. I just think you're fabricating.
Well, then it's the same difference.
Yeah, I don't. I in my house, with the way I was raised, you couldn't use that word. That was
You
like
can't
cussing.
listen to this
I'm telling
day.
you, it's the
To
same
this
difference.
day, you better say tell a story.
Yeah,
You
Telling
better
you-
say tell a story.
Yeah,
You
you
did
telling
not
the
say
story, fabricating,
even at this age, where I'm
At
at,
my-
mama in Texas,
Listen,
a
that
embellishing.
hand coming through the
Listen.
door, smacking me.
she'll look over like, I know you done lost your mind.
Yeah,
Right?
man, they growing
Yeah.
meat in the laboratory, man. Steaks.
You
You
and
might
all
be
that.
grown, but you ain't
But
that
you ain't
grown.
that grown. Listen. So we will say telling stories and fabricating. We won't say the L word. That we can't say. We don't care.
Yeah,
how old
embellishing
we
too.
are.
You know.
Embellish. Ooh, okay. Education.
Yeah.
Okay,
Yeah,
education.
Tulsa School
Is that
District.
Tulsa? Okay. Well, listen, MPS.
Jermaine went to West Dallas.
See, there
He,
you
he
go.
was in Tulsa too.
There you go.
They run him out of
Not
Tulsa though. They ran him up out of Tulsa.
No, I ran myself up out of
Dang,
ran myself to Greenfield.
dang. Well, listen, I went to Brown Deer, so shout out.
Here
And
it
where
is,
we
right
did
here.
not have. Okay, I got to look
Here,
at this.
read
in the
it. Go
break,
ahead.
'cause this-
Go ahead and
this
read.
is nasty. Okay, lab grown meat, also known as cultured or cell based meat, is meat produced from animal cells outside the animal's
Thank
body
you.
using techniques like tissue engineering
Thank you.
and bioreactors.
And this is the stuff that we eating.
No, we have. First of all, that's gonna be expensive.
But not if they mass produce it. So
Yeah,
think
that's
about
what I'm
your
saying.
chicken being
Yeah.
like 99 cents. Why is the chicken 99 cents? Do we know?
It'll never happen. The industry won't allow for that to be.
They already
mass.
doing it now, man, because it's helping them with their what's it?
Is that gonna make
Quantity.
the egg
Yeah.
prices go down?
Yeah. Well, think about it though. What if they come up with an alternative to eggs?
And
you just
There is
grow
no
a
alternative
different-
to what we know to be eggs, chicken,
Chicken,
real chicken.
meat.
You're not gonna like get me away from that. That's how I was raised.
I know, but what if it's killing us?
It-
Like what? Where
if
is
it
the
is,
line?
then
Well,
he
he
said it's
won't
gonna
know.
be a beautiful, beautiful
yeah,
time.
we out of here. Then.
Well, you gonna wake up on the other side of Jordan like Jesus?
He,
You're gonna be
he
like,
gonna
yeah,
throw something on the grill.
that bacon, egg, and cheese sandwich you just had.
Ebony, that wasn't right. What you had just did. Just
You
did.
said,
Ebony,
yeah,
that
come
was
on
not
over
right.
here, Debo.
Look. So the Lord ate the good food. He ate the food from the land, right?
What do the Lord eat?
Man, it wasn't that fake meat.
So what?
It wasn't. And I know what they.
But he
Goat?
already told you, so you ain't gonna live by bread alone.
Yeah, so he had to add some lamb to it, some chicken.
Not the lamb can't eat lamb.
That's it.
No, my heart is broken. We got to explore this in a theology class. The lamb cannot eat
Keith,
lamb.
You know, we got to ask Keith Parrish because Keith, he's the scientist.
But
Keith
but
called
again,
us
it's
and let
like
us
the
know if the
sacrificial
lamb
lamb, things
Right.
of that nature. So he must be okay with the lamb.
No, that's not it. Mm-mm.
Well, why would you sacrifice the lamb to him?
Tell you what, Debo, why won't you go outside, run in front of the car, and then go ask the Lord himself?
Well, there was two parts of that. That ain't gonna happen. One, I ain't gonna run.
Since you want to know so bad,
Two, I ain't running in front of no car if I did decide to.
going outside, close your eyes, run across the street.
Just fingers crossed. Please don't. Listen, this is a family show. Let me just say that is not behavior.
I said he
We
wanted to know
know.
from the Lord. Since the Lord ain't calling him, don't tell
He
him
just,
soon.
he
can't run
just told me to
from
go
the
kill myself.
Yeah,
man.
man, go
can't-
ask
we
him.
can't.
I mean, you
No,
wanted to know.
Is
no,
there
this
an element of the show?
This is peace. This is peace and love. It is. So we can't condone that behavior. But and what I've learned this week is you can't tell somebody to go take a walk. That is frowned upon. That's frowned upon.
You can't say that.
You can't tell
You can't
somebody
say
to go
that.
take a walk.
That's
You
crazy.
can't. So
It's like a cooling off period.
I know, I get it, but you just can't tell the people. So talk back to me, Milwaukee. Have you noticed something different about your meat? Let's start with. Let me ask that question in a different.
Yeah, I say,
I have
boy,
not
let
noticed
me
anything
ask-
different about my meat.
that phone line is going to blow up.
I have not noticed anything different about my meat. I haven't.
Lord, help me today. Help me today. in
Still the
here.
same.
We acting up. Lord, Listen, let me bring it back. Let me get my professionalism back on.
Well, no.
That's gonna be like a recording of them. I'm gonna be on somebody's website. I know it already.
Have you noticed anything different about your meat? No, I haven't.
Well, we do that too, Debo. I'm glad you brought that up. 414-727.
Yeah, that's Tyrone W's opening right there. He's gonna call in. This Tyrone W speaking. Yeah, I noticed something different.
Oh my God. Oh my
Let's
God.
stop. Let's stop.
See,
Let's
look,
stop.
we gotta call and see.
Let's go to the phone line.
I just want to know if you've been in the grocery store.
They hung up behind that one.
In the grocery store and noticed things
in the grocery store, you say
about the consummation, consuming products that are made of animal products. How is that?
I don't think that's happening in mass production. I personally don't, but I could be wrong.
But how do we know? We don't have anybody watching. We don't have anybody.
Somebody's watching, Ebony. That the USDA is still on the job.
They're not. Debo,
yeah, but they're not.
They done got fired.
Yeah, I mean, just imagine.
But you can't.
With all this meat
by law, you can't sell me something.
By whose law?
Yeah, by whose law?
United States government laws.
You can't not the one we've been living in the past 100 days.
It's why you have to put descriptions on certain products that you got to tell them what's in it.
Is this the same laws that we've been living by the last 100 days? Is it? Are we in that
about
same
some new
America?
laws since Trump been in?
Yeah.
I can't speak to that. I don't think that laws have changed to that extent.
Executive orders cutting the folks out at the USDA and the FDA.
Yeah, and if you firing people, and if you got mass production, who's these people are not going to be able to keep up with this stuff, man.
Don't start no conspiracy.
It ain't conspiracy. I mean, this is what these people are doing, man. Then when you see 200,000 people losing their jobs,
a cow is a cow. Ham gonna be ham.
Yeah, that's in your head, man.
Okay, so think about this. Let's create this quote unquote argument. If the laws are relaxed for what you can feed a cow to make it grow, if the laws are relaxed for how long it takes for you to allow that,
you can't relax those kinds of laws because we ingest the very cow you talking about.
But according to who? Listen, let's take this caller. Let me see what you got. Greetings, good morning, and welcome to Community Heartbeat.
Good morning. Thank you for taking my call. And assalamu alaikum to you all.
Good morning.
I was just listening. Yes, ma'am. I was listening to you all speaking about chicken and cloning or GMOs, I think, genetically modified organisms.
Talk to me.
And what we have to look for when you're in the grocery store, especially when it comes to poultry, at least this is as far as what I've gathered, you have to look for harvested, raised, and grown. I think it's harvested. Three words: harvested, raised, and grown. Because if it's harvested, you know that it went through the natural biological process. If it was raised, you know that it actually was, birthed and it was walking around. You know what I mean? So you will know that it is not some manipulated GMO, genetically modified organism, because that's pretty much what it all boils down to. And they are they're at the grocery store. They're already there now. So, and they're using that GMO type of meat at the, what do you call those places? The fast food places, those like what they're calling other than beef or whatever they're calling it.
And the Impossible burgers and the
all of that stuff. If it's not vegetable based, then it's probably some clone, lab grown.
I'm telling you.
And I've worked in labs, and and I understand that people who are not abreast or privy to the processes that take place in a laboratory. If you've ever worked in a laboratory, if you produce things like APIs, active pharmaceutical ingredients, or things like that, if you've seen the processes by which certain medicines are produced, you wouldn't take it, because you understand that it's based in poison. It's a poisonous process that only arrests whatever it is that may be ailing you for that moment. So that's what people should just take into consideration. Read the fine print: harvested, raised, and grown. Look for that on your poultry whenever you go to the grocery store, or along with the fish as well, and probably even beef. The Honorable Minister Louis Farrakhan told us to get away from beef, so I haven't been eating beef. You know, because if, the overconsumption of beef is what causes colon cancer. And I'll go with this: all of us, the brothers in particular, who have those big stomachs, as Brother Daniel called it, we suffer from Dunlap syndrome. Your stomach done fell in your lap.
Oh Lord, I got a little bit of that. I got a touch of
That
that. I got a touch of
that
that.
means that you have undigested food product, and it's probably either waste product that you are actually full of bleep 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 bleep.
Okay,
In literal terms.
Got you.
So you need an enema. Thank you.
No, I appreciate that. I appreciate that.
Now, you was doing good, Christopher, to you.
But here's the thought with that. So even we have to be careful because with things like farm raised, right? Yeah. So farm raised catfish is what came to mind.
Right.
If you're swimming in your own excrement, that's what I'm gonna call it, excrement. You're ingesting it and then you're pushing it back out, and then that's raised on a farm. So you got to give me more information. I think the smart thing for us to do right now is to just go plant-based. Just until we figure this thing out, until we get it. Let's just substitute mushrooms for our meat. It might not, listen, at the cookout, it might taste a little bit different, but we got to get back to it.
I love mushrooms, sauteed in onions with a little butter.
Yeah, we're gonna have to get back to
a little steak sauce in there, man, and put that together, man. Make you hurt yourself.
Yeah, but I'm gonna tell you, it's true. It's something going on with the food. It's something going on with the food. Whether you want to believe it or not, it's something going on with the food.
Ebony, don't say no oversight.
There's limited oversight. Listen, I am the one that needs the principal in the school. I'm the one that needs the hall monitor. I need somebody paying attention. That's Ebony, and especially with our food.
So now, don't get it twisted.
Okay.
It's not that I would side with and or agree with anything.
Okay.
But maybe, just maybe, if these systems and or operations can function to the same level that they always have. Okay. Without all of the excess. Okay. Then it may not be a bad thing. Let's trim the fat.
Literally and figuratively. I mean,
it remains to be seen, is what I'm saying. I don't know, so I'm not agreeing totally with it, but I understand the principle of alleviating, if you will, some of the excess. But some of them folks that sit and do nothing all day at their desk in their kiosk.
Yeah. That's me.
Well, it's. I mean, I just think with everything that's going on now, there's a reason behind why they letting all these people go. At the same time, you still got the same amount of production coming through the line.
Exactly.
So if you got the same amount of production, but less people.
Yeah, but if it's being facilitated to the same expectations or what have you, if nothing's falling behind, if we don't see a lag in the production aspect of it, then maybe we do have excess.
But it's going to be an issue again if you got.
It remains to be seen, Jermaine. We haven't seen tax season yet.
But won't it be too late?
Exactly. That's what I'm trying to say.
Well, there's nothing we can do about these next 4 years except
we can eat plant-based.
Sit back and enjoy the ride at Clocker, carpool.
Well, I think this is the season, man, that the weapon is going to form, but for some, it won't prosper.
That's why we need this revival. So, perfect segue. Perfect segue. Next up, we are going to be talking to Dr. Kimba Banyard from CH Mason Health Clinic and our new partnership with Outreach Community Health Centers. They have a whole nutrition program too. So we'll ask the doctor about that and this whole healthy eating and how that plays into our bodies and being healthy and well. We need it all. You are listening to Community Heartbeat presented by Outreach Community Health Centers. Not just a show. This is a movement dedicated to bringing our community together through wellness. I'm Ebony SsALI. We'll be right back. Welcome back to Community Heartbeat, presented by Outreach Community Health Centers. Not just a show, this is a movement, and the movement continues. In the studio with me, I have Dr. Kimba Banyard, CH Mason Health Clinic, and our new collaboration with Outreach Community Health Centers. Listen, y'all know I love education, right? Let me just read y'all a little bit of this bio so that y'all know sister in here is doing it big. Dr. Kimba Banyard, DNP, MSN, FNP, BC, PMHNP, BC, is a board certified psychiatric mental health nurse practitioner and a family practice nurse practitioner with training and experience treating patients with family practice, psychiatric disorders across the lifespan and across practice settings, from hospitals to outpatient clinics. She practices mental health at Milwaukee County Behavioral Health from 2003 to 2015. Her education includes a Master of Science in Nursing, psychiatric nurse practitioner, specialization from Alverno. Listen, I told y'all, and I'm not done yet. Family practitioner, nurse, and doctorate in nursing practice from Concordia University. Dr. Banyard brings to her clinic a humanistic philosophy of holistic care for both mind and body, and an abiding commitment to individualized, personalized, and comprehensive care for patients. Welcome to Community Heartbeat.
Thank you.
You better be educated. Yes, I love it. So tell us just a little bit about what's not in your bio. Who are you? Introduce yourself to Milwaukee.
Well, hi. So my name is Dr. Banyard. I was born and raised in Milwaukee, born at St. Joseph Hospital. And my mom and dad, this building, didn't it used to be Dr. Falancey's? My mom,
come on,
seeing Dr.
history.
Falancey. Yeah, so my mom had all her kids. My mom and dad have 10 kids,
Okay.
and 7 are in the medical field.
Listen, all of y'all doctors.
All of yes,
I
every
love
last
it.
one.
I love it.
And so at an early age, we kind of dedicated our life. I definitely was in church when you're talking about earlier.
So you coming to revival?
I definitely go to revival.
Okay.
So
Okay.
With Holy Redeemer and definitely with Unity Gospel House of Prayer.
Okay.
Yes.
Okay. Okay.
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
Yes.
Pastor Locke.
Stop it. You better stop that.
It's all
Well,
connected.
you know.
So are you gonna be in the choir?
I'm not, but someone just asked me to be in the choir, and I said she must know I'm gonna show up.
Hold
You
up.
on the usher board?
Wait a minute.
She
Hold
on the
up.
usher board.
I'm gonna have to interrupt.
Okay,
this.
go on, tell her.
Now I'm the
Tell her.
minister of music over there
Okay.
at Unity Gospel House of Prayer, and this young lady right here.
Okay.
Since we're talking about choirs,
Yeah.
I'm gonna need to see you at rehearsal on Saturday.
Uh oh. First rehearsal, second rehearsal.
PT, we got another choir member.
Look at here.
All right,
Look
continue on now.
Listen, Milwaukee is small, and I love it for that, because it means you got people in your network, in your circle, that are keeping you positive. So you grew up in the city, in the churches. You fell in love with medicine when?
I would say we went to a summer enrichment program. Me and Danielle Bly, who I said you remind me of.
Danielle.
Good morning, Danielle. And we got to look at limnology, zoology, kinesiology, and anatomy and physiology. And I would say probably around 11 that I fell in love with it, because you got to see the human body. And I was so intrigued with it. And that was my first love.
Yes.
Pushing forward, I've been doing this for 28 years, but in my eyes, I'm still 17, right?
Because I'm like, she don't look a day over 25.
My daughter actually does this too. Deshante Griffin, she is a PMHNP. She's
Yes.
psych, DNP. And so our whole family kind of encompass it. So as I get older, right, we want to get back to the community. And Tanisha Collins Johnson, when she first came and asked me 7 years ago, would you be willing to do this? And I said, yes, whatever you need. And I've known Tanisha since I was a kid too. So I said, whatever you need, just tell me and I'll be there. And she kept asking. And then eventually I also was a college professor. So I taught students. And when it came down to it, I thought, okay, I'm getting older. I want to kind of retire. What do I want to do? And I was just going to work like 2 days a week. And then Tanisha kept saying, come here. I said, okay, I'll be there Tuesday. So what started with me working one day ended up me being there 5 days. So I don't know how that happened.
That's how Tanisha will get you, though. You start
one
on
day.
one thing, and then
then it encompassed to this huge thing. And then when I went back to look 20-something years ago at my entrance exam into grad school, one of the things I put on there was, I want to serve our community. I want to serve people in the community. I want to do low cost, free healthcare. Now, 20-some years ago, I didn't even know what that looked like or how that was going to happen. But that's where you come full circle. And I believe that, we all have a purpose and God put us here. And so I love it. I love being able to provide access to healthcare.
Okay.
And for the last 2 years, we did that for free.
For free, $99.
Free.
Okay,
Yes.
let me ask you with that. So you mentioned that your daughter is practicing. She's also at CH Mason Health Clinic, right?
Yes, she's also
Okay.
at CH Mason.
Okay. So then when you say, knowing that there was a need to have this free health care and the church providing that, is that a part of the church's mission? Was the clinic created with that thought in mind? Like, how did that all come about?
It was. So Bishop Daniels always had in mind of encompassing community, right? So he wanted to provide access to healthcare to everyone. Food, right? We also do yoga. We talk about gardening, right? Bringing that back in our community so we can be healthy. So Bishop Daniel had this dream years and years ago, and he actually provided. So the clinic has actually kind of been open for 10 years. And with Bishop Daniel thinking maybe we might get a few hundred people, now we're expected hopefully to touch 10,000 or more patients.
Wow. I love it. I love it. Which means, like I said, we're moving into the season of no excuses. So if you say, you know what, I lost my job and I don't have my health insurance, no excuses. Get over to the health clinic. Make sure that your body is functioning. We were in here talking and cutting up about food, but y'all have a nutrition program as well, right?
We do. So we are also partnering with the Bucks, but last year, I think we had patients lose 7,000 pounds. So most of the time, no one cared about they didn't care about their health care. You know what got them in? They wanted to lose weight. And so when we got them in, we found so many people in our community, at least hundreds of people with diabetes, high blood pressure, right? But the amazing thing is the majority of them have lost between 50 to 70 pounds. So each person comes in, they're losing 50 to 70 pounds, and then we're getting them off of their blood pressure pills. So yes, we did put you on blood pressure pills, but we got them off. We also look at nutrients and vitamins. So like sea moss, right? Things that people don't talk about. So we look at the holistic approach. Red rice yeast, which can help with high cholesterol, right? It doesn't mean you actually got to have a cholesterol pill, but we look at holistic approaches.
So you are team eat the good food and reduce the health disparities because you're eating good food, right? Is that veggie based? Do you work with a strict, I won't call it a diet, I'll say health plan, eating plan. Do you work with like the strict guidelines of that, or is it kind of replace what you're eating already? Like, what does that look like?
So we kind of replace what we're eating already, but we do have guidelines. Destiny McCafe, she's another NP and a nurse that is at the clinic. So we do protein based and we do vegetable noodles. So you can still have mac and cheese, right? You can still, but they're protein based and they taste the same.
What is the cheese doing, Doc? Because listen, that's my vice. I can give up a lot of things. I won't give up the cheese.
Well, cheese is actually good too because it has calcium in it, right? So everything in moderation. But where you used to say I can only have a salad, no, you can have vegetable noodles. The vegetable noodles taste just like regular noodles. You would be amazed, right?
Looking right out.
You have to come in. You have to come in. Even when you have people, so we service anywhere from infants, but when it comes to our weight loss, we have teenagers and we have people in their 20s all the way to their 80. So you have 80-year-old women who come in and they lose 50 to 70 pounds and they're looking like they're 50 and they're looking like they're 40 and they're running circles around some of the young people. And then we show them how to eat better, right? It is a process, but we give it to them and we empower them by showing them what's good, and we bring the food so they get to taste it and they say, oh, this doesn't taste any different from what my grandmother made or what I make. So that's how
I'm gonna have to sign up for that mac and cheese workshop when y'all do that, because that, like I said, that's the one piece. So you're bringing these resources in, they're free or really, really, really low cost. You have the nutrition program. Talk to me a little bit about how the nutrition and then the medical side. So what kind of services are you all offering and will expand offering in the health side, just the medical side?
So on the medical side, we do health prevention, right? So immunizations, we do physical exams. We actually had some kids come from the Obama school, they walked over and said, can you do a physical? Right? When you have
Okay.
teenagers walking over. So
Right,
then with
right.
that one kid, he probably brought 100 different kids with him and his family. So now we service the whole family. So we're doing physical exams. We do health education. We talk about drug addiction. We also talk about sex education, right?
Mhm,
So
mhm.
we try to keep everyone as healthy as possible, decreasing our STD rates in Wisconsin. And definitely in Milwaukee is a huge
See,
important.
Debo, having that wrapping it up is important. That's an important piece.
It definitely is, right? And so then we have our adults where we do healthcare maintenance. We also will try to do we do disease maintenance, and we
Okay.
try to get people. We've gotten people. I know this sounds bad, but we got them off their insulin. They didn't need it once they started eating better. They still might have 1 or 2 meds, but we've taken people from 20 meds down to 3.
Preach that, because I would think, and this is me in my Google MD certification, that having that long-term medication use is probably not good. So do we always want to eat the broccoli? Not always, but if it keeps you off heart medication, you might want to go ahead and eat the broccoli, right?
Definitely. Well, you got to try it. We have a broccoli pizza that Destiny makes, and it is so good. It tastes just like a meat lover. She has meat in it too, but it tastes like a meat lover pizza. You don't have some of the wheat or some of the bread,
Okay.
but she
Okay.
makes a crust, and it tastes exactly like a regular pizza. You have to try it. It
Okay,
actually
I'm
is
there.
amazing.
I'm there. Y'all know I love food on this show. Y'all know
And
that.
we do yoga too. So we do chair yoga for the people who can't stand up and do the yoga. So we show you alternate things you can do, even just stepping in place. We have a lot of different things that we offer. We have a pharmacy, right? So you don't have to go far. The other day, we called the pharmacy. Hi, I have this patient who needs this med. They were there within 20 minutes. So by the time the patient was finished with their appointment, they had their pills and they can just leave.
And just go. And just go. So tell me, who is like the perfect patient? Because I know sometimes we kind of fill our own heads with excuses. Oh, I'm not ready yet. Oh, I just, I got to get through the summer. Who is the patient that you most want to see? Is it the one that's absolutely in perfect health, or might they have a couple things that they need to learn how to manage?
I like to see all of them, because even the ones who think they're in perfect health, once we sit down and we talk to them, they realize, oh, I could do this a little bit better.
Gotcha.
We had one patient who was definitely, I would say, he's in perfect health, right?
Okay.
The only thing is her blood pressure, her heart rate started going up. She didn't know why. Okay. So she came in. We didn't put her on a med, right? Initially, most providers will put you on a medication. We didn't. I said, tell me, what have you been doing in the last 2 or 3 weeks different? How did you eat? How did you walk? What did you do? Are you sleeping? She was eating salmon every day for a month, which caused her heart rate to go up, which caused her blood pressure to go up. I could have put her on a pill, but I didn't. I answer, and most of us at our clinic, all of us do this. We want to know what happened prior, because this is new. So are you stressed recently? Do you got a new stress outcome? But, and she's healthy. She exercises, she walks, she does yoga. Amazing. But the one thing was eating salmon every day.
So what is it about the fish that creates
so
those
salmon
levels?
can raise your thyroid level.
Okay.
If it raises your thyroid, then you end up you actually have a lower thyroid level, which is hyperthyroidism, which is in reverse. So it raised her thyroid level, which in return made it lower, which caused her heart rate to go up. Once we got her off, we did blood work. We also look at something called a lipoprotein A, which is genetic.
Let me write that down. Okay.
Yes,
What is
lipoprotein A is genetic.
Okay.
And that predisposes us to cardiovascular disease, so heart attacks and strokes. So we're looking at that. We're identifying patients who have it.
Okay.
And then we're following the American Heart Association's recommendations with diet, exercise. We don't take away your food. You actually can have more food. And that's where people are like, you want me to eat every 2 hours? I need you eating every 2 hours. But I'm
Say
tell
less
you healthy
to me,
food.
Doc.
Yes. But it's like healthy food.
Yeah.
Matcha, those are some vitamins. I think in our community, people want to know, what can I do healthy? So we do add healthy communication, and we talk about healthy options for everyone.
Now, I hear through a little birdie that there are going to be, or you already have, workshops and nutrition classes on the Holy Redeemer campus. How often are those going to be?
So we currently, right now, we have them once a month on the fourth Tuesday, which is amazing. Okay. So we really like to do it more often. So maybe we'll go to twice a month and hopefully 4 times a month. But we have a huge turnout. We have 60 to 100 people that come and they learn about healthcare.
Listen, get involved. We are talking to Dr. Kimba Banyard from the C.H. Mason Health Clinic on the campus of Holy Redeemer. New collaboration with Outreach Community Health Centers, really focused on bringing these resources into your backyard, right? So I love how you said it's the access to care. It's connecting. All of it's connected. It looks like we have a caller. So greetings and good morning. Welcome to Community Heartbeat.
Good morning, ladies.
Good morning.
Good morning.
This is Rick calling you long distance from Germany.
What part of Germany?
Just 15 minutes outside of Munich,
Okay. Okay.
a little town called Gilking.
Okay. How close is
A
that
little-
to Wiesbaden? See,
a-
don't play.
a little
we
town-
global around here.
a little town that has kept me alive for 20 years with intestinal parasites.
Wow.
Even when I was living in Washington, D.C., in a welfare apartment, dying alone.
My God.
This little town and its 3 Catholic churches and its secular villagers has kept me alive.
Now,
So I
what
just
about
want
it?
to-
What about it has kept you alive? Talk to us this morning.
They went in their pocket and they brought me out of welfare in Washington, D.C. They brought me to Gilking. They paid for my food. They paid for my doctor bills. And those things I wouldn't have gotten under Obamacare. Chinese medicine is interesting, but Chinese medicine can be expensive. My wife is an alternative healer and a Chinese acupuncturist.
Mm-hmm.
I just want to say, I want to add to your show today that meat in America is killing our people.
Mm.
I'm not saying that you have to become a vegetarian. In my case, my life is over with pretty much. But those of you who can reduce your meat consumption, all of it, even fish, reduce it, and you will save your life. Without health and strength, it is very difficult to love other people and to take care of babies and seniors. The strong help the weak, and that's just the way it is religiously, physically, among human beings. Ladies and gentlemen, I'm done.
We appreciate you and thank you for calling in from Germany. Love to hear that feedback. Doc, any recommendations that you can give? And I know every person is different, but just on the whole, meat, should we try to create more substitutes for ourselves? I know you said in moderation for some things, but just on the whole, when we look at our plate and we look at our nutrition, what should we be filling our plates up with?
So the more colorful your plate is, the better it is.
Okay.
I think we kind of all remember, so my grandmother was Anna Mae Robertson. She's one of the women of the 688.
Okay, look,
She's from Milwaukee.
come on in
right
here.
around the corner,
Come
you guys.
on in here.
101 years old. Our plate was always filled with color, right? And I remember that's when I was the healthiest. Vegetables. We still had meat though, but our meat was either homegrown or they
From
were
the
fresh.
butcher.
Yes,
It
from the
was-
butcher.
yeah.
Bill the Butcher, right? I
Yeah,
remember them
yeah,
definitely.
yeah.
And so you can still have meat, but we want to put more colorful things that are on our plate. And then we
Okay.
definitely want to look at how is this meat grown, right? I went to the store a couple months ago, and one of the guys there said, what kind of meat do you want? And I just looked at him and I thought, I want a ribeye.
See,
I want
yeah.
a steak and I
Yeah,
want this fish, right? So he was saying, do you want it homegrown? Would you like it marbleized?
Lab grown.
Lab
We talked about
grown.
the
And I
lab
just
grown.
looked at him and I thought, no one has ever asked me that when I went to the
Right.
store, right? Which is
Right.
nice. And explaining to people it's different. Like every different type of meat is different. I don't want anything that has hormones in it, right? I don't
Okay.
want
Okay.
anything that has antibiotics in it either.
Because wait, why is the chicken breast like the size of a small watermelon? That's not natural.
Yeah, no, it's definitely not, because I don't remember having those when I was a kid, right? That wasn't on my colorful plate.
Right.
And so looking at what we're actually eating, there's so many people now, because eggs are what, $8 a carton. There's so many people that have their own chickens and they're making their own eggs, right?
True. Very true.
And so
Very
telling
true.
people that the more color you have on the plate, they have vegetable noodles, every different type of vegetable noodles. You can have spaghetti.
Okay.
And it's
Okay.
vegetable noodles. It tastes just like spaghetti. But telling everyone to have different colors, there's green, orange, red, and peppers. That's what's really important, is making sure that we try different things. And my palate hasn't always been that open. But coming to our clinic and identifying these different types of food is amazing. We even do low carb cupcakes. So we make sure we have low carb cupcakes. We have low carb ice cream. We have matcha with yogurt and strawberries, which tastes just like a strawberry sundae or strawberry cake.
I want the veggie noodles. Let's do a little Alfredo. For Ride Out, he's gonna do a little shrimp on the side, little shrimp situation.
You guys just have to come out and try it. It is really good. So you got to come to our meeting.
The fourth Tuesday, meet me there. Know what they say? Don't meet me there, beat me there.
Yes.
Sign up on the website. Or you can call. Let me pull up the number too. And y'all, I'll have it at the break because it's in my bag. You can schedule your appointment now. So the new clinic partnership. So CH Mason isn't going anywhere. Let me just make sure I make that very, very clear. It's expanding services and in partnership and collaboration with Outreach. So if you are a current patient at the clinic, you're still good. You just get more services now. If you are a patient at Outreach, can't get an appointment on the date you want, now we have additional service options. So we're here to serve, here to share, here to make us all healthy and well together. So the fourth Tuesday of every month is the nutrition piece.
Yes.
Don't meet me there, beat me there, because food is such a critical part of this. Really quickly before we go to break, the average person who may have lost insurance or have state insurance, are they able to get covered and get care at the clinic?
Yes, the average person can come to the clinic. We have sliding scale fees, so even if you can't afford it, we don't turn anyone away. We always try to see them, and then we will help people. So we also have a pantry. Did you know that we had a food pantry here? We have 15 women, and
This is this operation, no matter what the condition, what the state, and certainly today for better health. You are listening to Community Heartbeat about Outreach. I am inside in the studio with Dr. Kendall Vanguard from the Mason Health Clinic. We will be right back.
I'm Jason Jackson. First, Trump is facing more political headwinds just as he set to reach the 100-day mark in the second term next week. President's approval rating has dropped to 40%. It's now 7 points in February, according to Pew Research Center. New surveys suggest many Americans are uneasy with the president's approach to policy and executive power. 89% disapprove of Trump's tariff increases, more than half of those argue cuts to federal departments and agencies, and 51% say policy changes for executive action. Concerns about checks and balances also stand out. 78% of Americans believe the Trump administration should stop actions being illegal by federal courts. And nearly 9 in 10 say the administration must follow Supreme Court decisions. Now, support among Republicans remains strong, especially for ending diversity, equity, and inclusion programs in federal government. 78% back that move. Great. I'm
Year woman charged in the death of a well-known Milwaukee dentist. According to the criminal complaint, 27-year-old Bianca Gaff told officers she shot 41-year-old Joshua King in her apartment. She says it was a dispute over how loud she was playing music. She faces up to 30 years in prison if convicted. Fernwood Montessori School will welcome back students and staff this morning after being closed due to lead hazards. In a letter to parents earlier this week, Milwaukee Public Schools said 4 areas in Fernwood still needed to be cleaned before the building was retested. Cleanup efforts are still underway at the Follett and Storms Early Child Center. The Milwaukee Bucks are back in town for their first home games of the playoffs. Right now, the team is facing an uphill battle against the Pacers as they are currently down 2-0 in the series. The team is asking fans to wear green tonight and black on Sunday. Tip-off is set for 7 o'clock tonight at Chrysler Forum. It is day 2 of the NFL draft in Green Bay. Fans will once again flood into the area surrounding Lambeau Field as rounds 2 and 3 get underway. The Packers hold pick number 22 in the second round and number 23 in the third. The second round of the draft starts at 5 o'clock. Tune in to TMJ4 for the latest coverage from Green Bay. To watch these stories before, go to TMJ4 at Pierce North updated forecast. We'll see scattered rain showers here for today with cloudy skies high around 50 degrees. North winds at 10 to 15 miles per hour, gusting as high as 25. And for tonight, slight chance for rain showers early on, decreasing clouds low near 39. By Saturday, sunshine high 50 degrees. Sunday, mostly sunny skies high of 55. Monday, a chance for some rain showers, thunderstorms, cloudy high of 70. I'm meteorologist Jennifer Leach, hits me at AM 860. The voice.
It seems like the cost of everything is going up, so it's nice to save money dough when you can for something you love to eat. Before I go grocery shopping, I print out a coupon for a dollar. In Country Hard Food charge of Patterson Hard Bread for a dollar. Dakota's now 12 grains for my wife's breakfast go to. It's a toast and my charge of this muffin. We can save a buck on each. Go to countryhardbreads.com/coupons and print over 2 hours before you get shopping trip. And don't forget, Country Hard Food charge of Patterson Hard Bread products are baked locally and delivered fresh.
Milwaukee Film 2025 Milwaukee Film Festival by April 24th at the Orlando Valley Theater. This year is the 11th year of the Milwaukee Film Festival Black Lens program. This program aims to foster meaningful community conversations and celebration of community violence. For listeners coming to go to engagement.org/festival guide. Then sort by Black Lens. That's engagement.org/festival guide. Then sort by Black Lens. Visit the Milwaukee Art Museum for a free day and celebration on April 24th. Explore the gallery and make art together to light a personal of film school, performance, and music. See the full details at museum and and
Trump's tariff increases, more than half oppose ongoing cuts to federal departments and agencies, and 51% say he's making too many policy changes through executive action. Concerns about checks and balances also stand out. 78% of Americans believe the Trump administration should stop actions deemed illegal by federal courts, and nearly 9 in 10 say the administration must follow Supreme Court decisions. Now, support among Republicans remains strong, especially for ending diversity, equity, and inclusion programs in the federal government. 78% back that move. For AURN News, I'm Jamie Jackson.
Welcome back to Community Heartbeat, presented by Outreach Community Health Centers. Not just a show, this is a movement dedicated to bringing art together. Because my mic sounds nice. Check one, check two, check one, check two. No, okay. Listen. I was ready though. You thought I wasn't going to be ready. Community Heartbeat. We were chatting a bit ago with Dr. Kimba. You can schedule an appointment with her at 414-249-4613. That is 414-249-4613.
So Ebony, you alluded to the fact that Outreach is partnering with CH Mason.
Yes.
Okay.
So additional site, additional location. One of the pieces that we are really thinking about is how do we create better access to care, right? And remove the excuses. So a lot of times we think, for me to drive out to way out to get health care, for me to go a 15-minute appointment, but it takes me 45 minutes to get there. We want to remove that barrier. for things like nutrition classes. We want to put that right in your backyard so we can remove those excuses, because that's what we're operating in, the land of no excuses.
Well, it would appear that it would be more helpful to me to have it readily available, if you will. The access is key. So having it on 31st and Hampton, the 35th and Hampton, if you will, or East Capitol, accessible by way of bus line. Real easy to get to, and maybe I don't have the Uber money, but I can almost walk to some of these locations that we speak to.
Indeed. And listen, because we have those wraparound services, we also have community service and social workers that can get you bus tickets, that can get you that transportation money. So don't let the circumstances, because listen, life can be lifing. And if we are going to have a real conversation, life can beat us down. And so just know that there are people who their job is to make sure that you're taken care of. So we got the bus tickets. We've got transportation that we can coordinate the transportation to come and get you to your appointment and then get you back home.
So often, Ebony, you hear once a month or twice a month, shall I say, but sometimes we don't get into those intricate parts. Knowing that there is access to help me get to the appointment and things of that nature, we sometimes don't mention.
And we'll be kind when you arrive. There's a focus now on our quality of service. There's a focus on particular areas that we know are problem areas in our community. So the access to care, just having doctors available. The fact that we right now, if you called right now, you could get an appointment on Monday, on Tuesday, on Wednesday. You don't have to go through the next week. I mentioned that at the top of my birthday, I always, get my teeth clean, get my wellness check, and I check my credit report. Sometimes I can't get a dentist appointment until August. Like, I get my teeth cleaned twice a year. So April, August. Sometimes my next appointment can't be until September, October for my dentist. We don't have that issue at Outreach. So if you give us a call, 414-727-6320, you can get that appointment in right away.
And how many new residents do you all have?
Look at here. I get excited. We are actually bringing in an additional 14 residents in July. But before we get there, right now we have 28, which means in addition to our primary care staff, in addition to the physicians that are over at CH Mason, we have 28 additional doctors that work on everything from family practice to contraception to geriatrics.
What is contraception? What that is?
That's that STI we were talking about, and that birth control is Black Maternal Health Month, Devo.
Okay.
But this is the reality. Not everybody is in a position right now to have children. Let's have that conversation. How mature is it of a decision to say, you know what? I'm not ready to have kids. My job is not stable enough to have kids. My income is not right. My housing situation is unstable. I don't want to have children. Birth control, contraception, come get that. Outreach. Because listen, I said I'm good with my one. She's amazing.
She also 50.
She's 20 going on 50, but yeah, she's giving. And when Dr. Kimber mentioned that she was one of 10, I'm like, man, that was like my dream growing up to have a squad.
I'm 1 of 9.
1 of 9, right out.
Yeah, 1 of 9.
Devo, how many siblings you got?
Me?
Yeah.
My mother had 2 children. Well, actually 3. My older brother would have been my older brother, but he passed at birth.
Okay.
And then she just had my sister and then me. I'm like the last of the Mohegans.
You are the baby?
I'm the baby.
Well, that explains.
He is the baby.
Really,
that explains
really,
everything.
That explains.
That explains everything.
Yeah, though he got that that spoiled single child
entitled,
syndrome.
but also the life of the party. I will say the youngest are usually the life of the party.
I am.
See, So find the lie in everything you just said.
What did you just say, Jermaine?
I said find the lie in what we just said.
We just told you earlier we don't use that word.
We tell stories.
Well,
because if my mama
hold on, man.
Ebony said you will not use that word in her show.
What lie? Okay.
Like a rug. You gotta say like a rug. You gotta clean it
like a rug.
Yeah, like a bearskin rug.
Right.
That's
right.
How do we know we not eating bear meat?
Thank you.
How do we know it?
Hey, that
Because it's not sweet.
Yogi, how do we
'Cause
are
it's not
eating
sweet.
Smokey the Bear?
It's not sweet. Bear meat is sweet.
Only you can prevent forest
Okay, so I'm gonna use a little moment of levity, but I'm gonna say ain't nobody seen Smokey Bear or McGruh.
Yeah,
Lately.
He's been
But
missing.
y'all gonna eat this meat?
Yeah.
I don't like it.
Really?
I
Could y'all
don't
stop
like
it,
it.
please?
Veggie based.
You ain't seen Wiley the Coyote either.
Hey,
Do
man.
you see what I'm saying?
Wiley been on somebody's plate.
Okay,
That's
how
what
about rabbit? Do y'all eat rabbit?
I eat rabbit.
They eating bugs.
Yeah, that's bugs.
Hey, he tastes pretty good.
Listen.
And
I will
Turtle.
say this: my
What's up,
dad,
Squirrel.
my dad, Southern, so rabbit is not out of his palate. But there was one day I come home, I go to the kitchen, and I look, and this rabbit is skinned in the sink. See, this is why I don't eat rabbit. I don't eat turkey because I've seen it in its natural habitat in my sink. It's ready to be skinned, and it looked like a little baby. I was like, why is there a baby in our sink? Right. So, rabbit, they say is good.
Baby rabbit,
it was a baby rabbit, but it looked like a baby human. And I was like, no, we good. We're good.
Well, let me put it this way.
No rabbit.
Coming up with my great grandfather, he ate turtle. He ate squirrel. He ate rabbit.
Snapping turtle?
Squirrel.
Yeah, but you got to crack that shell and get the meat out and all that. It's a task.
Wait. So why would you want to? Why would you? No.
Make some jewelry.
No.
Jewelry.
Why would you? Why would you want to go through all that just to eat turtle meat?
I say the same
because
thing about
it's very
crab,
good.
though. Crab to me, and this is Ebony.
It's too much work.
Views and opinions.
Please don't say nothing about my crab. I love my crab.
The views and opinions. But a crab is an oversized spider, and I cannot unsee it.
Yeah.
I can't unsee. I can't think about it going sideways and like you taking the shoe to it. I can't. I can't. And I know this is why I sit in my corner and I don't bother.
That is hilarious.
When it comes to Ebony, you just say, "May we pray."
I mean, listen.
She said
the crab is an oversized, and I don't know how y'all feel about it, but lobster as well looks like a little creepy crab.
Will you eat crab out of the can? Lump crab out of the can?
No.
I will occasionally eat it in my sushi, in my but
Right,
again,
sushi,
it just not all the crate I've had.
You don't eat sushi, Jermaine?
Come on, man. No, man. Don't nobody eat raw fish, man.
I do eat sushi.
You eat tuna?
But that's different, man.
See?
It's not different.
Tuna is on a cracker. That's different.
The tuna milk.
You got to remember how it started before it became
man.
tuna with the mayo and all that. You got to remember how it started.
Hey, man, listen. I don't want sushi. Sushi is...
Okay, listen, we're going to go to Screaming Tuna. Now, mind you,
Screaming
I like
Tuna?
the Screaming Tuna is downtown. It's
I've
right
never
on the
been there.
water. But they have veggie sushi, right? I know.
What?
Sushi, egg roll, right? I'm putting that in quotes.
Yeah.
But the crab is in there. They do a really good chicken. But again, we don't know what we're eating now, so we got to be real careful.
I wish y'all would stop it.
Hey,
I'm trying to
man.
start a conspiracy.
No, it
It's
ain't no
not a
conspiracy because
these things
I
are
know.
real.
Like I be telling
You're
them,
gonna
man.
have folks walking up to me this weekend and have you checked your meat?
Hey, man, they eating.
Have you checked your
You
meat?
know what? Okay, talk back to me,
Arby's.
Milwaukee. 414-444-5250. Would you buy a T-shirt that said, "Have you checked your meat"? Should I launch a campaign? Is what I'm asking. Would this be again? I'm always thinking about you, Milwaukee. I'm thinking about the community.
That's kind of like give me like the Arby's feel.
But you know what?
Because they have the
shirt.
meat.
The shirt will certainly spark a conversation.
Yeah, the meat.
Right? And so if that's gonna get you into the doctor, I'm shameless in that way. So maybe y'all let me know if that's a good thing for me to do.
Debo.
If it's not
Yeah,
a good
go ahead and
thing.
start the campaign. I want 3.
Okay,
Debo, have you checked your meat?
Do not, I repeat, do not answer that on this air on the FCC airwaves. Don't you even.
You asked a question
Lord
on the
have
FCC
mercy.
airways.
Listen, your animal product based foodstuffs that you're buying from the market.
But no, in all honesty though, I mean the article that Jermaine pulled up on his phone kind of alluded to maybe there is a need to check one's meat.
I am never gonna hear the end of this. Like, oh my
No,
god.
because I never even imagined that they were doing.
They're doing crazy things with the meat. They are. I gotta be honest. They're doing.
I mean, I didn't realize that they were like processing beef and things of that nature. I mean, you always hear about different, and I won't call the company's name, but you always heard stuff about them having imitation chicken and things of that nature. But it just sounds as if it's gone further.
Yeah. I mean, y'all know I get into these documentaries and I watch how the processes are done.
Yeah.
But the other piece that we don't talk about is like how those meat processing places are polluting the areas that they go into. So that's a whole different side. So when you look at the cancer rates of some of these factories, the water, the air that's in those areas, that's like environmental. So if we don't give up the meat for the sake of
life,
just making sure we don't get cancers, making sure we stay healthy, we're drinking the water.
My youngest son went on this 30-day venture, whereas he says, I guarantee you, Dad, I'm going to lose weight.
Yeah.
Okay.
My mental capacity is going to be better.
Yeah.
Okay.
Memory, everything, because he did not do meat for 30 days.
Yeah.
How did it work?
He's still crazy as a rabbit. In my opinion.
Was he eating that rabbit?
No.
Was he eating that rabbit?
But he swears that he felt better.
Okay.
No, that is true. That is true because I actually, I'm in my process of, I don't do meat a lot. Okay. Just even in the mornings, man, I do like a protein breakfast.
Okay. Getting summertime fine.
Yeah, you better believe it, Jack. You understand me? No, but
you understand.
No, but seriously, I feel better in the morning. Like I don't feel sluggish. Energy is different. I still got my I still got my issues every now and again, and I might say something crazy. But I don't think that's because of the meat.
We don't. I was gonna say we don't account that to the diet.
I don't think that's because of the meat.
Count that one.
No, but
listen.
Maybe if I had more meat.
Sometimes you gotta clap back. Let me just say that. Sometimes I'm just gonna put that out there. I operate very principled person, as I've shared. I say I cover the ground I stand, and I stand the ground I cover.
You better believe that.
Okay,
10 toes down.
This is.
She should get a church offering for that.
Hey, hold on.
Yeah, give her an offering.
Bring them in, shepherds.
Bring in the sheep. Bring in the sheep.
There go your offering, amen.
Get your money. Get your money. Get your money.
Hold on.
Sow a seed. So
we finna sow a seed. God bless you.
Keep that for the revival.
He keeping those janky singles in his pocket.
Right on, where this dollar come from, dog?
See, that right there,
Cheetah Club.
that right there came from off the flow of gold diggers. Amen.
Gold diggers.
We do not condone that behavior.
Which used to be the Cheetah Club.
I will say,
Cheetah Club is still there.
They need health care too.
No,
So they still there, ain't they?
No.
That's
John.
Well, how you know, Debo?
Because I used to own the bar right next door to it.
Oh, so you drove by and they ain't there no more.
Yeah, that's fair.
I mean, Ely's was across the street.
Sure was.
That's no longer Ely's.
Yeah.
I was in the library. I don't know what you all.
Oh, you was in the library
I was
over there?
in the library.
Oh.
In the
library, not library.
Library.
Oh, okay. Library.
We like education on this show, so we'll say it properly.
Library.
But listen, women of a certain profession, let's not discriminate. They can come on in and get health care too. Come on in, because again, if your car is going to be outside, right, and you're going to be driving through all these streets, back streets, front streets, dirt streets. I mean, I'm going somewhere.
Hey, man,
gravel road,
milk and cookies. Man,
make sure that your car is in optimum.
Prime.
Yeah, it's
prime
just
condition.
running on all cylinders, if you will. So just come on in, make the appointment, no excuses. 414-727-6320. I pray my mother's not listening this morning because I've been in here cutting up. Yeah. But we need that every now and then.
Yeah.
One thing I will say about this show is you can get health information in a couple of ways. But if you're boring people to death, and you're trying to preach all the time, your message does not get through. So part of what we do on this show is it should be fun and it should be positive, and we should have that back and forth banter. And if that gets you in to the clinic, hey, we do what we got to do. Do what we got to do. So check your meat. Yeah. Yeah, do that. But no, seriously speaking, June is Men's Health Month. And I want to say this to the sisters, aunties, mamas, girlfriends, wives, mamas, baby mamas, and drama mamas, all of them. We should collectively make sure that we're taking care of the men in our family, right? The men that are in our network. Because, like, if the Chadwick Bosemans and all the gentlemen who called, who said, this is creating colon cancer in our community. Check on each other. And if they're eating the corn dogs and they're eating the chili dogs and they're eating, sometimes you got to slap it out of their hand and just trade it in with like a broccoli spear, right? Or some asparagus. It is going to take all of us to make sure that we're keeping each other healthy. And as I mentioned on the show before, hey, Tretch, fitness. Y'all thought I forgot, but I didn't. Fitness, let's make that cool again. Let's make health cool again. And I know I joked last show that for me, growing up, listening to Rap City, Method Man was always preaching eating well in the gym. Tretch was always talking in the gym, eating well. So shout out to the fellas who are making health a priority and making that look good for us as well. What else?
That's a interesting concept that you've brought today. It's really going to make me reevaluate how I look at things. I'm going to certainly be checking my meat. And
clearly we have to before
I think. Now I'm going to talk with Ride Out or Streetcar or
what the ladies call him.
Hey,
Pretty Ricky.
What they call him.
But no, he goes to the gym when he leaves here every day. He leaves out going to the gym.
Yeah. What's your secret? What is the special sauce that says no matter what, I'm going to do this?
It's perseverance.
Okay.
Perseverance, and then I look at my old pictures from when I was sitting in the studio, constantly working late, eating late, and not knowing that food that I was eating was sitting on me.
That'll do it.
And to the point that you wake up and one day I'm 280 something pounds. I'm like, whoa, hold up.
No.
So you didn't see the picture?
Mm-mm.
Oh yeah.
For real.
He tells a story when he said he was like an old Buick.
Oh Lord. with the wood panels on the side.
Yeah.
I mean, was shut down.
Overheating. He would go down.
Hey man, like how like that old Buick that when that
He's sitting up
thermostat
in
gets
church
stuck.
gonna be playing, and he done went to sleep.
He went to sleep because again,
But it brought a lot of other health issues for him, like
Yeah.
sleep apnea, different things that he was going through. He didn't even realize what was happening to him.
Right out.
No clue.
Right out.
Yeah, it's crazy.
Heart problems.
No, but heart was good. Everything was good. The only thing was when I went and I had my sleep study because what made me go, I was on the freeway driving and I'm coming from Racine. I got my guy in the car with me. I'm talking to him. I'm driving. Next thing I know, he like, right out. I wake up, I'm getting off the freeway, but I was asleep.
My God.
I had no clue.
My God.
So he was like, man, something going on. I'm like, okay. So I was playing that community Baptist.
Did you get off at that Burger King right there on Highway 20?
No, I was getting off the freeway on Lloyd, brother. But I was at
so he was going to Wendy's right there.
Yeah, I was going to Wendy's.
I know good. Because I was like,
going to Wendy's. Amen. God bless your hearts. Amen.
I will have a
day. No, but so I was at Community Baptist Church and I was playing and I can hear them preaching and it felt like I was woke, but the whole time I was asleep. So they thought that I was just going out partying and that, and they was like right out on the Oregon sleep. But
it was
I'm like soon as, especially in the wintertime, because when the heat is up, I'll be talking. And then, so I'm like, whoa. So I finally got sleep study. And when I laid down, all I remember is them running back in my room. And they was like, whoa, you stopped breathing in the 8-hour period 800 times. They told me my oxygen level dropped to 60 and below. So I was in heart attack and stroke range. So they was like, whoa, we're going to have to hook you up to the machine. So they put me on the machine.
Let me ask you this. Do you think it crept up on you bit by bit? Or do you think it was like one life event that then you said, my health will take a backseat?
No, it just, crept up on me because life is life, and you out kicking it, you
It's that
partying.
church life.
And you in the studio working. 2-3 o'clock in the morning, man, they bringing you food, macaroni, cheese, yams, chicken. So you eating all this stuff late and going to sleep. And I didn't pay attention to, what was happening. I started noticing, when I bent over to tie my shoe, how it was pinching. I'm like, hold on, what's going on? And then, I'm like, hold on, I'm getting this whole pear body because my head was.
Why you in my mix right now, right? So I look like a little pear. I am a kind pear.
I'm just saying, I had that pear thing going on. So I was like, hold on, something is wrong. And long story short, they put me on the machine. If you want to know what it's like to be on the machine, get on the freeway, roll your window down, go 80 miles an hour, stick your head out, and open your mouth. So all that air, you gotta
sleep like that.
So you got to try to sleep with all that air. And if it's too much air, it can expand your lungs and blow your lungs up, so you can die like that. So I had them to change the pressure, but I snatched it off and said, you know what? No, I did this to myself. I'm going to the gym. I can't sleep like this. And ever since then, I went to the gym. I went hard. I started doing 2 days. I'm drinking apple cider vinegar in the morning and at night, just drinking water. And right now, I sit here. I've lost 65 pounds.
First of all, congrats. Give yourself a round of applause. Give him a round of applause. Give him a round of applause.
The thing for me was when he told me that he was talking to his mom. And went to sleep.
Standing up.
She was just like, son. Son, something's not right. Son. Go get yourself checked out.
So this is real. So this
it goes
is
back
like
to what
the
you were
realest
saying
talk
about the women in your life.
A
lot of time we as men folk, I'm good, I ain't going no
stubborn.
Doctor, but if my wife ride me enough and just stay on me, it's gonna get done. So I agree with what you said. Please take care of the men in your life.
I had no clue. I'm thinking I'm good. I'm thinking I'm sleeping good, and not knowing that I wasn't even getting.
You weren't sleeping
at all. And they showed me on paper. They showed me to where I went to sleep, and they was like, "You're gonna have a crazy dream." I'm like, "Huh?" And sure enough, and I still remember this dream to this day. It was crazy. I was on the city bus with Allen Iverson. Don't know why.
Oh, we're gonna delve into that in moments of thought. We're gonna do it.
I swear. So I'm like, these
are real things. So I think with what we eat, how we move. Grab somebody, make a commitment that we're gonna do this thing together, because for me it's creeping. It was like 2 pounds here, 2 pounds here, 2 more pounds here. Well, what's going up another size?
That's why if y'all look at my physique, that's why I'm so physically fit.
The specimen of health.
Hey, watch yourself.
I would say, you over there looking like Barry White.
I'm not getting into that.
Whatever.
You never. Okay, we're not.
Again,
listen.
Stop it, Jimmy.
Thank y'all for spending your Friday with us again. I hope that part of what we do here is to bring the fun, to make it have that lightheartedness, to make sure that you're taking care of yourself. So just know you got a family up in here. Thank you to Dr. Kimba Banyard for joining us. CH Mason Clinic is open and accepting new patients. This has been Community Heartbeat, presented by Outreach Community Health. And it's not just a show. This is a movement dedicated to bringing our community together through wellness, keeping your heart pumping with positivity. Listen, the next show is here Friday, May 9th, 7 a.m. We're talking mental health awareness, and we got some goodies coming up in May. It has been a pleasure. Y'all have a great weekend. Be safe.